This woman's life was stolen by her husband of 6 years. Oh, hi there, stranger. As part of my Walk for Refuge month, today I'm going to be telling you about the case of Daryl Odiambo. For your discretion, as always, is advised. Daryl Odiambo was 37 years old at the time of her passing. She was Kenyan and the oldest of her siblings, and she was a mother to one child, a son. In 2015, at around age 29, Daryl went on holiday to Thailand, and whilst there she met a charming Scot by the name of Walter Buchanan. Walter was nearly 30 years her senior, but the pair still hit it off. And look, I wasn't going to say anything. Why? What are you thinking, stranger? Yeah, I get it. Anyway, they hit it off and started a relationship, and by 2017, they were married. I don't know how the marriage started off, but Daryl let people know that there were some pretty serious tensions between the two, and she also said that she was being abused in the marriage. Daryl and Walter had been married for around 6 years on the night of the event in question. It was the 18th of February 2023, and Walter had gone out with some friends, and Daryl was not happy about it. She had texted Walter accusing him of being with another woman and calling him a cheater. This infuriated Walter, and when he arrived at the couple's home, a bitter and violent row ensued, during the course of which Walter killed Daryl. He called emergency services around 7:15 the next morning, claiming that he had found Daryl unresponsive. He told police that Daryl had gone to bed and he had later found her unresponsive. He said that she might have choked and also that she had a tendency to fall over. What he did not say was that they had had a violent confrontation the night before. He didn't say that he had strangled Daryl, smothered her, caused her a brain injury, severe bruising, and a fractured rib. I mean, at that point, Walter himself may not have realised the extent of the injuries that he had caused to Daryl, but he must have known that he had injured her. Brain injuries do not happen lightly. Broken ribs do not happen lightly. And you don't just cut off someone's air supply because you're arguing. And then some disgusting text messages were recovered from Daryl's phone that had been sent by Walter. In one, he tells her that he hopes she dies and calls her a disgusting racial slur. This is just a side note, strangers, but I will never understand this sort of person. Imagine marrying somebody of a different race and then using that race against it. I will never understand. Ultimately, Walter denied murder and went to trial. The jury rejected Walter's defence, which was that Daryl had attacked him and he had defended himself in the heat of the moment. Of course, Daryl's injuries pointed to sustained violence, and so the jury found Walter Buchanan guilty of the murder of his young wife of just 6 years. She was 37 years old and had her whole life ahead of her. She was a mother and her only son has complex needs, and now, of course, his mother isn't around to care for him anymore. Walter was 66 years old at the time of sentencing, and he got life with a minimum term of 15 years. And before anyone wants to come for Daryl for marrying a man much older than her, why don't we have a little think about what Walter thought he was going to get out of the arrangement? I will never understand these old men. Just buy a blow-up doll, man. Listen, stranger, not that I've been looking or nothing, but those things are realistic nowadays, man. They are realistic. These dirty old men wait long enough. In a minute, they'll stick an AI in them and then they'll be able to answer you when you talk to them too. But then maybe that's just defeating the object for these men. I don't know. But if they do teach them to talk or plant an AI in them that can talk, I hope they teach them to say no and get off me. And you're a narcissistic. In fact, if anyone knows where I can apply for that job, I will happily write the language code to implant into AI blow-up doll models. So yeah, let me know. But look, in all seriousness, I don't know what either of them were expecting out of the marriage. I don't know what Walter thought, that he was just going to get a young, beautiful 30-year-old wife, bring her back to Scotland, and she was just going to sit in his house silently while he lived a bachelor lifestyle. I don't know. These are all my own speculations. At the end of the day, he took her life and she did not deserve that. Daryl was beautiful, a 37-year-old mother, and she should have had the freedom to live the rest of her life the way that she wanted to live it. And my heart just breaks for her and for her son, who is now left alone. Rest in peace to Daryl Odiambo, and I just hope and pray that her son is getting on okay. As some of you may already know, this month of October I am walking for refuge. That's why all of the cases I'm telling you in October are centred around DV, in memory of all of the victims that have already lost their lives, and in hopes of raising some money to stop potential future victims from having their lives stolen. If you are able to support, the link to my fundraiser is in my bio. If not, then maybe give this video a like, share and all the stuff, and we can raise awareness together. And as always, strangers, if you've stayed with me up until now, then thank you for watching.